Commentary for the Australian Grand Prix presented to you by James, Bakes, and Kai.
Hello everybody and welcome to MMS round 10 of 15 for Season 3. Today we are here in the picturesque Albert Park for what could be the most pivotal race of the season. Only 5 more to go after this one, so every point will be critical for those wishing to hold that driver's trophy in their arms as the European leg of the calendar has come to an end. Championship leader James Smith will be looking for his third podium in a row, as is Taman de Jong, looking to be the first driver in MMS history to win 3 races on the bounce. Only other man who's won 2 in a row is Thomas McHugh in his trusty Season 1 McLaren, and he of course went on to win the title. Today, as already mentioned, we are here in Australia, in Melbourne. The 5.3km street circuit combines elements of many different circuits, with the first chicane at turn 1 a particular action zone. Ralf Schumacher famously ramping over the top of Rubens Barrichello here in 2002, as 8 cars were taken out. And in 2016, Fernando Alonso suffered one of the biggest crashes in recent memory at turn 3 after a short blast down the straight, connecting with Esteban Gutierrez's Haas, sending him flipping into the gravel trap. Turns 11 and 12 are very fast corners, Nico Rosberg famously losing a points finish on the final lap here in 2012, and the final main action zone should be turn 13, named after the famous Italian driver and legend Alberto Ascari, where Mark Webber famously punted Lewis Hamilton off at the end of the 2010 thriller. With the potential for an amazing race and sunny weather all we will see this afternoon, let's go down to the grid.
Yep, and on pole position we have Marco Carrigal. Once again, this is the second time in a row he has been on pole position. Great lap from the Portuguese driver driving on a Mercedes outfit. P2 is Joseph Murray once again trying to get any way back into the title fight. And considering that rounds are running away, he might lose it today. Down the rest of the grid we have Smith, Littlegram, De Jong, Too Good, Kabusek, Johnson, Holstead, Agnes, setting a blistering lap for the HRT outfit. Zage, Teller, Aarons, Eugene, Jankowski material dying in qualifying. De Sturman, Pereira, Volniak, McHugh, sad qualifying for McHugh, Skinner, Tommaso, Mondrack, and Encounter rounds of the grid. The Lotus outfit has completely changed due to that management decision. I thought that done. Let's get to the 5 red lights.
Let's indeed. So if I'm cutting out a little bit, I do apologise. My Wi-Fi's not.
Yeah,
it's now from right to left.
5 red
Australia,
lights.
And the 22 laps race is underway, and it's a fine start for what he wanted. Littlegram's had a coming into the first corner, Smith trying to overtake Murray for second place and help his championship hopes as they now run through turn 2 and onto the short blast down towards turn 3. Marco Carrigal's had a flying start. He's only 9 tenths clear of the next car as we come down towards turn 3. Heavy braking zone here, and we're going to move on the inside. One of the HRTs going down inside of the Renault and making the move. That's Jack Agnes moving past Richard Johnson's Renault as everyone else seems to have made it through nice and clean now through turn 5 for the leaders on a short blast down towards turn 6 as they pass underneath all the trees. Turn 6 and 7 in a long turn 8, and everybody seems to have made it through the first corners completely unscathed. That's very good to see. First time that's happened in a long time, particularly at this circuit. Coming into the chicane at turn 9 and 10, and Carrigal has been caught by Murray, and Smith as De Jong has actually overtaken Littlegram. We missed that there, and Johnson is holding up a bit of a train of cars here. Now onto the long curve straight, passing right next to the lake, and Joseph Murray is right as he's going down the inside into the chicane at turn 11, but he's had to back out of that one. And now he's got the Red Bull of Smith going down the inside, and Smith, as the championship leader, is edging just ahead of the McLaren on the inside, coming into Ascari at turn 13. Is he going to be able to pull this one off on the inside? There's still a bit side by side on the exit. His teammate Marcus Littlegram is also making a move, and they make contact again as Murray turns into that Red Bull. They've got to be careful here, coming now into turn 15. Smith on the outside, that will turn to the inside for turn 16, and he still hasn't pulled off. De Jong has managed to clear Littlegram, coming onto the main straight now, and Smith, I think, has got the read on Murray. Yes, he has. He's taken second place at the end of the lap as Marco Carrigal's bolted away, and De Jong's had a really bad run out of the last corner, and here come Littlegram and also Evelyn Too Good, who started 6th in the race. She's looking to take 5th place away from that Mercedes after this Australian Grand Prix.
Hi, old sexist.
Yeah, that was one hell of a lap.
A really nice start.
Oh, look at that. Agnes has overtaken both Ferraris as well. Agnes is up into 7th position ahead of both of the Ferraris.
Yeah, we had an incident to turn 1 last lap though, which I think we should see. One of the Fresenius completely cut turn 1. Turn 2, sorry.
Naughty.
But yeah, that was the first half of the lap. I was surprised everybody made it through without losing their front wings, because it's a very tight corner at turn 1, very easy to get caught up in how narrow it is. And yeah, you were right. Just going around the outside here, one of the Williamses, and he just cuts it. Yeah, I think he would have got that position on the Sauber of Aaron's there if he hadn't cut the corner, because he did lose a lot of speed. But back to proceedings, and we've got Eugen under attack there from the Hail Valyak. We got a lot of cars behind them ready to pounce as we come now down towards turn 6. Eugen on the outside, Valyak on the inside, and it looks to me as though that Sauber is going to have difficulty holding that position, and he has done. Eugen's gone right round the outside through turn 8 nicely.
And look at this.
We've got an absolute cluster of cars here. Jankowski making the move on Johnson, and we've got Michael Teller involved in that as well, also trying to make a move.
Look at this. What? Agnes challenging the McLaren. I don't know what is he on, but it's something good.
Well, the top 3 broken away. Move for the lead here. Championship leader making a move for the lead. This is critical. This is absolutely critical for his championship hopes. He's down the inside of Carragher. He's done it. He's got past. He's into the race lead. From 3rd on the grid, the Red Bull now leads the Australian Grand Prix, and we've hardly had 2 laps. And now he needs to put the hammer down and increase that gap. This could be crucial for the champ. This could be crucial for the championship. And we've still got Agnes in the background pressuring the other McLaren, are too good.
Agnes is actually pulling a fight to McLaren. I think HRT is becoming a serious team this season, as there's a double overtake, and Marcus said they're going to just 2 positions into turn 1. That's not promising at all. Yeah, of course. As Carragher right on the back of Joseph Murray.
It's gone.
You can't extend that corner, that's why Carragher used it to his advantage. And he goes into P2.
Sorry, having a few technical difficulties. But Rakes, what do you make of that start?
It was pretty... I'm actually amazed how clean it was. We had similarly clean start last week in Hungary. Only death we had was Aaron's into turn 1, but that was literally it. Like, the pack was still in one piece of the first lap, as it was still about the inside of the Ferrari. Can he make it stick? No, he can't.
Just enough road there for Kubasek to cut across on the HRT. Oh, we got a front wing off. That's Dinesh Karthikeyan in the Aston Martin. Has lost his front wing. So this has already happened before the start of the lap.
Dinesh Karthikeyan, Aston Martin, newly founded team pretty much this season. Oh dear.
Oh dear, it looks like he's hit the back of his teammate, Massimiliano Tomato, and he has. He's rammed into the back, and with plenty of space on the right. I've put all the blame on the Aston Martin of Dinesh Karthikeyan. But yeah, not good for those 2 teammates. They've only been teammates. It's only their 2nd race as teammates. They've got to start.
Oh!
That's a wing gone. That is.
That's Eugen. That's another wing off into the same chicane.
So Rakes, we seem to have cursed it. Having said the start was very clean, we now have 2 cars without front wings in the space of half a lap. This is again, the Sturman goes down the inside, goes very... Oh, he's actually going to hit Johnson there, trying to make it 3 wide.
Such a clumsy mistake from Kai Eugen.
It is, and his teammate as well, completely outshining him before that point, as both Saubers now getting past him. He's just going to really start bottling everyone up behind him.
I mean, he's trying to leave space for everyone, so I respect that, but at the same time, he's a moving chicane already on a tight street circuit, so...
Yeah, they're holding up the Aston Martin of Tommaso as he enters the pit lane. Tommaso having to defend from Mondragon there and the exit of the corner.
Oh, and look at this! Oh dear!
We've got cars all over the road here. De Sturman is trying to defend from Johnson.
De Sturman absolutely sends it onto Olivia's age.
De Sturman turns defence into attack and has overtaken the Toro Rosso and is up into 12th position and now has Matthews material in his sights.
What a move, I have to say.
And look at this! Look already caught off to James Smith.
Carragher's big gap behind. Carragher he's tucked underneath the rear wing of the championship leader. Carragher's still in a shot with the championship, but he needs to get a move on, and he almost rounds into the back of the Red Bull through turn 9, and on the exit of turn 10, still sat nicely behind the rear wing of that car.
He has to be careful under the chicane.
Smith will look to be cautious here. He is the championship leader. He will not want to throw this away. But at the same time, Carragher's got to be careful, because a mistake in this race could be his championship hopes over.
Yeah, I mean, Carragher, after the switch from Sauber, he has been showing a lot of pace, but then it kind of dropped off, and De Jong started to show pace. This time it's another switcheroo. Carragher showing lots of pace, with De Jong being just there.
Well, we finally have both Mercedes in the top 5.
Don't curse it.
Yeah, exactly.
But look how much time these guys have lost on the space of just this lap.
Oh, and look at
As we've
Kubusek
got
on the
Kubasek going
material.
around the outside of material at turn 14. That, of course, will turn to the inside. That's the battle for the final points position in 10th place.
Materials.
Kubasek on the outside, materials on the inside, trying to make the most stick. They're still side by side next to them now. Look who's on the back of them. Willem de Sturban in the slipstream of the Renault, though he's pulling to the right hand side for whatever reason. As Agnes goes, he's been absolutely swamped there. He has no speed at all on the straight, and he's been completely swamped by Matthias Material. Material up to 9th, Agnes down to 10th.
And now Willem de Sturban into side by side with the Ferrari. I just noticed Material started 16th. He's into the points.
He's ahead of his teammate as well. He did start in the top 10.
That's a blistering start from.
Agnes has dropped 3 places on just this lap. De Sturban's also dropped a couple places. Now underneath the trees, one of the most stunning parts of the circuit with the backdrop of the city, of course. As you pass through here, you've got the lake to your right hand side. The circuit goes around the lake pretty much.
What's happened to Smith? He's dropped to third.
He has dropped to third, yeah.
Oh dear.
You can see at the top of your screen with the graphic, he has dropped to third, but we got De Jong and Too Good battling. He's lost a lot of time here.
Well, that's not even the move Murray did.
He's lost a lot of time. Carragher's bolted off, Murray's bolted off, so what's happened here? Oh, he's been overtaken at turn 4. That is... Well, we've been allowed to cut that corner, it seems, and
it's allowed. It's not De Jong trying to, make a move on to Too Good for 4th, but
the inside coming in towards Ascari. Is
it's
this gonna work
not
out?
the preferable line. So
the Constructors' Championship battle between Mercedes and McLaren continues on into Australia. So they are
Gotta be careful because look who's bearing them down and look who's caught them up now. The Ferrari of Sean Halstead is going to have a double slipstream through this onto this straight, and he might try and make the move earlier.
Exactly.
And Halstead is now sitting very prettily in the slipstream of that McLaren.
Those who go around the outside of the final corner lose speed, so that's how you can tell.
Halstead actually sent it.
Of Evelyn Toogood's McLaren. Is he going to be able to pull that one off? They're still side by side on exit coming down towards turn 3 as Smith's caught back up to Murray, and Toogood has managed to get a little bit more overspeed and is back into 5th position.
As Littlegrove has got back up to these guys.
Teller's in the top 9.
Yeah.
Ahead of his teammate Agnes, who's dropped all the way. Look at him in the background there, down to 15th position.
Yeah, Agnes might have a mechanical issue, because this is not normal, even for an HRT to drop off so
still
fast.
holding those Lotuses at bay. So, a bit of a lull in activity now. Everyone's sort of spreading out into their own. We see sort of groups of 3 we're seeing forming here, particularly in the top 9. Got Littlegrove just behind Halstead and Toogood. Halstead looking really to get a move on, because look at De Jong, absolutely bolted off through that chicane. You can see it more visually through the chicane. We're on lap 6 of 22 so far.
De Jong has got up to Murray. I think De Jong is not. I think he is actually going for the lead now.
He is fancying a 3rd podium in a row. Of course, he's chasing that, as is James Smith, who's 2 places up ahead of him. De Jong currently 4th position. That's 12 extra points for his championship, but not the 15 that a podium would, at the very least, grant him.
I feel a bit bad. I think I misjudged De Jong. He had a bad, he had him up and down first half of the season, of being the championship leader to being a nobody. Now he started to constantly win races and show good performances, and I think we just judged him too early. Meanwhile, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
We've got a big cluster of cars here. De Sturban going down the inside of Teller, who's replicating what his teammate did and absolutely falling off a cliff here. Here's Michael Teller. He's down to 11th from 9th in the space of a lap, and he's got Olivia Zage and many other cars behind him. And here goes the Toro Rosso, trying to go around the outside now at turn 4. No, Teller's going to hold on to that one and actually mount a charge on De Sturban and pick up the place. So I was completely wrong there. Teller's managed to pick up a place on the inside.
Well, he didn't manage to.
And this whole thing is for points. There's Aaron's on the Zage. Oh dear. Aaron's still side by side of Jay. Zage. As Valiak, I think that was, dropped off the pace, yeah. Made a mistake in the exit.
We have this huge gaggle of cars going towards the chicane. I bet you someone's going to lose the front wing here.
You're wrong, nobody lost the wing.
Wrong, Senor Rakes, although he probably should have lost the front wing as one of the south, I think Valiak rammed into another car.
Tommaso absolutely losing pace as both of the Lotuses are in contention for points.
This is trying to overtake a Ferrari. We got Tegan Skinner on her return to the grid, trying to make a move. We got Vajek still on the inside of Shane McHugh. McHugh qualifying 20th.
Carragher has
20th.
the lead to 5th.
There's a lot of contact through this whole pack. Pereira tries to make a move on the outside of Valley. Look at the exit. Valley already
Fantastic exit there.
overtaking Shane McHugh, and oh dear, look at this.
We've got many cars side by side of each other. Pereira making it. Yeah, it is Disturber making a move on Kubasek, and everyone now single file. But I would just like to talk about Shane Toro, so in particular Shane McHugh, because McHugh had a startling first half of the season, but ever since then it's really been no points. I think for the last 3 or 4 races. What's happening at Toro Rosso? Because Olivier Zaich has been putting in the performances, but McHugh's just been not.
I don't know. It's I guess it's maybe a psychological blockade. I don't know. You know, drivers sometimes just drop off.
Jack Agnes has got a absolutely enormous trolley train behind him. McHugh there making a move on Vajek, unable to execute it, stays 17th. Disturban holding on. And back towards the front, we got Carrigal and Smith have both popped off. We got a battle for the lead here between.
De Jong, not again.
It's not Carrigal and Murray. It's De Jong and Murray.
I told you.
Is he gonna go? No, he's not. He's gonna hold it.
He might make it into turn 3 though. A bold move, but it might work out.
Turn 3 is probably the main hotspot of activity in terms of overtakes. Because it is a slow corner off the back of quite a long straight. But yeah, Smith's down to 5th, not what he wanted. As Murray just about holds on through turn 4 and 5. Yeah, and we got Too Good also under attack from the other Mercedes, and Marco Carrigal just behind them.
Red Bulls are down to 5th and 6th.
Yeah, both of the Red Bulls seemingly dropping off pace. I don't know if it's a part of the strategy to maybe save some fuel, save some tires, and then, you know, strategically overtake the McLarens and the Mercedes in the pits, but
if they did want to do that, they wouldn't want to lose as many positions as they did. Smith went from 2nd to 5th.
Carrigal was
a lap and a half or so when we were spectating him.
Meanwhile, De Jong still composed right behind Murray. He's going to wait for the right opportunity to make a move.
He's looking to make it 3 in a row. After all the slack that he was given, that would be the perfect way to bounce back. 3 victories in a row.
And then he heavily crashes in Canada.
Particularly, well, we have to say Mercedes is most likely the fastest car on the grid.
I mean, via the speed skill points, you're wrong, and that's McLaren, but
I would like to say Mercedes has the fastest car on the grid. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Of course, driver does make a difference. But
Smith has made a move on Carrigal now.
He's absolutely blasted past Marco Carrigal on the straight, up to 4th.
And now he's trying to blast through Evelyn Too Good as well. You know, mind you, Red Bull has a lot of traction, so that's definitely helping them. As the Young,
they do, yes.
As the Young seemingly is dropping off, I don't
would
think.
Help through these slow corners, and he's got a nice run on 2, and he might go down the inside here at turn 4.
No, but look who's gone on the outside, Marco Carrigal, but he holds it. Smith
giving Smith the right old punt through on the exit though, and now Littlegrim is all over the back of the Mercedes. Smith, is that strategic? Is he trying to hold up Carrigal to let his teammate past?
I have no clue. I mean, Smith is a sportsman, so I'm not surprised Carrigal going defensive.
Carrigal is going slightly defensive into turn 9.
With all this, Murray in front is pulling away. De Jong is falling to the back of Too Good, I believe, that is.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
It's all over the back of Too Good. Littlegrim again, not the inside. It's just not... The inside just seems you have to more trust in the person on the outside, so we see more cars backing off.
Yeah.
As...
No, Carrigal, again defensive.
I don't know why he's doing that, because he's just losing more time when he does it.
Maybe just for lines to, you know, cool the car or something like that.
Could be, but Ascari I thought was not a very unconventional corner. It's normally just when you take a nice outside apex back to the outside.
Yeah, and look at Evelyn Too Good already lining herself up to make a move on Tamer De Jong. Yeah. Smith's gonna send it. And Carrigal also.
De Jong might have missed a gear change or something there, because he went really well, 1 point on that straight and was suddenly swamped by other cars. He might lose another position here, down to 6th. If
Marcus Littlegrim doesn't play around.
Up the inside, got his past. De Jong's lost 4 places in 3 corners.
That's not
unbelievable.
I might have cursed it, I don't know. Oh dear.
The back markers are doing what they did in Bahrain and providing as much action as possible. Here comes Pereira on McHugh. Is this going to work out on the Force India? The two Lotuses are side by side with Tommaso just behind them, looking to pounce.
The two HRTs sent it onto each other. Quinton Wells must be having a heart attack as now Olivia Zape separates them. And oh dear, oh dear. We had the back markers, I mean the midfield we should say, giving us plenty of entertainment today.
Lower midfield to back markers, I'd say, because Kubasek is more... I'm not surprised that Ferrari is... we could ask them as a midfield team.
No.
Sage and Agnes, no move there, but Teller. You know, Teller...
nicely in the slipstream now. Look how much he's catching with that double slipstream. There goes H, not going to work.
Teller didn't lose too much. Jankowski tried to make a move with that chicane, but he just didn't have enough traction, not enough downforce.
We are currently on, I think the Delta says 12 laps, I think it's only 11 laps that we...
No, we'll have 12, we'll have 12.
Oh, we are on lap
because
12, okay.
They haven't crossed the line yet, this is like universal.
Oh, of course, yeah, the leaders across the line. So, yeah, we are on lap 12 of this.
No expected pit stops.
Pit stops are coming.
Fairly soon, I reckon, but we are on lap 12 of the 22 lap Australian Grand Prix. Pit stop window, I'd say lap 15 or 16. I'd probably hazard a guess as to that would be when we come into the pits. Fast lap of the race belongs to Jakub Kubasek, 124.
The longest coming back at this.
And that's 4/10 slower than what we saw in qualifying. So,
maybe go for right in the chicane.
Taman de Jong, 6th position right now, looking to make it 5th, coming into turn 11, sends
oh no, that's not gonna work.
Backs out of it like everybody else does. Richard Johnson, fair play to him, he's had a very good recovery after a bad start. He's back up into 7th position in the top 10. We've got Ada Ramos trying to make a move on Strowman. That's for 10th place, that is for the final points position, which in the midfield is so critical. As we now have Jakub Kubasek.
I mean, the midfield has been so close.
He almost hit the back of the Sal, but they're still side by side.
He's done it.
Made it work.
That was very well timed from Jakub Kubasek. Completely even caught me by surprise there.
De Jong.
And got it done. And now De Jong is right on Littogrom, and Littogrom's missed a gear or something. De Jong blasts past him on the straight.
That seems to be a common issue on the main straight.
And then Tugren and Murray. Very close.
Battle for the lead between the two McLarens. Just like we saw in the 2012 race. Oh, here goes Tugren up the inside. Not quite going to work out there. Coming into turn 5 now. Both of these guys have won races this season. Murray won 2, round 2 and 3. Tugren won in Hockenheim, round 4. Since then, winless for the pair of them.
They don't really want to battle because they are in the Constructors' Championship with Mercedes, and then Fighter would only close the pack up once together.
Yeah, exactly.
Lose the 1-2.
Smith and Carragher, and I'm sure De Jong as well, all catching them as they continue. I guess Murray's trying to go a bit slower, holding her teammate up.
Yeah, another issue is that, you know, once the pit stops come, they might be jumping in the pits, you know. So...
a common theme in the last few races has been that the overcut is the way to go.
And McLaren hasn't got it right in recent races.
So, yeah, Murray's going very slowly here. Smith is onto the back of Tugren almost, within half a second, and now I would say, yes, he is on the back of that McLaren, coming into turn 15. And 16 to start lap 14.
Just like that, top 7 is really close again.
Yeah, once again, it's just, you cannot pull away. You just cannot pull away in MMS.
So, we have 13 laps completed. We have, so far, if you've just tuned in, this is the MMS Australian Grand Prix. This is round 10 of 15. Joseph Murray leads from his teammate Evelyn Tugren in 2nd, with James Smith in 3rd position, looking to extend his championship lead. Then we have Marco Carragher in 4th, Taman de Jong in 5th, Evelyn Tugren 6th, and Marcus Littogrom 7th. That is the top 7 of this race, and right now we're all looking at Ada Ramos trying to make a move. William Sturman coming into turn 1, backs out of that one sensibly.
And Agnes now very close to Aarons. Agnes has been the top star of the season in case of like the midfield. He and Aarons have been pretty much the biggest surprises, at least to me, considering, you know, what teams they're in. As there's Skinner.
Aarons has the Mercedes seat for next season.
I would say Aarons has been more remarkable considering he only came in 4 or 5 rounds in. He only came into the season.
And he won a
round
race.
4 was his I think round 4 in Hockenheim was his debut, and since then he has been very impressive. He won San Marino. How on earth that happened, we still don't know, but he did win that race.
I mean, San Marino was pure carnage.
Smith in 3rd, holding back both Mercedes now, and Carragher's had a mighty run out of the last corner.
He may have it.
But De Jong's
Yeah,
got
he's
really
gonna go
big
for
overspeed. Coming into turn 1, Carragher's on the inside, he's cleared the Red Bull before they get to the braking zone, and he's up into 3rd place, and now Smith is under pressure from De Jong. He's already lost much of the slipstream power he would have got, and he's now stuck in this Mercedes sandwich.
Yeah, De Jong goes for.
Oh dear, the back of him.
How did
Excuse
he
my
not get
voice
that
crack
in?
there. That was risky stuff from Taman De Jong running into the back of Smith at turn 3.
Some of the old De Jong we've seen in like the past.
Yeah, showing a bit of that aggression, you know, Verstappen-esque aggression.
And that's lost him so many front wings and so
Well,
many
Murray's taken off, so he was holding Too Good up, saving fuel, and now look, he's absolutely bolted away. 3-second gap, and Marco Carragher is now bearing down on Too Good. That's not good team play from Joseph Murray, I feel.
Yeah, that might spark some discussion as there's Carragher.
He's up the inside, he rides the curb enormously, sparks fly from the undertray of that Mercedes as he bounced over them and into Ascari now. Too Good slightly more defensive, and Carragher ran out of time to go to the inside there and has to settle for 3rd for the time being.
Yeah, sorry for that, I'm a bit sick and my nose is clogged, so if you saw some nose blowage, that's me.
Right.
I would assume that Lewis H will not be happy with the current state of his cars, considering they were leading at one point. They are sitting 4th and 6th, 4th and 5th now. Littergrove's overtaken De Jong on the straight, and it's up into 5th place.
I mean, every driver in the top 6 has led the race at least once.
Except Littergrove. Littergrove has not led this race yet.
Oh, right.
And Too Good, I don't think Too Good led.
Maybe not, but yeah, Littergrove dropped back right from the off, but now he's
Oh,
over
Jesus
his
Christ.
teammate. For the first time, Marcus Littergrove might get up ahead of his team, and he has. Smith backed out of it, and Marcus Littergrove, nice move up the inside at turn 4 and completing it at turn 5.
And now Taman De Jong once again on the gearbox of James Smith.
Lap 16 of 22, just over 2/3 distance in this Grand Prix.
Carragher's at it again.
And Carragher needs to clear this roadblock that is Too Good. Look at the overspeed there before he backed out of it a little bit. Going down the inside.
A bit of
making
contact through
with the
there.
McLaren, and yet not able to do it. Murray's pulled away even more.
Yeah, at least he didn't lose too much time.
As well.
Exactly, but I mean, Carragher, he needs to clear that McLaren. He'll only be getting 5 points on Smith in terms of the championship. He'll want more than that. Murray and Too Good, this is good for them, especially for the constructors, because they are getting maximum points as it stands. Maximum, of course.
Carragher's gonna have it.
43 points.
Yeah, Carragher's gonna have it.
Very good run out of the corner, as you said. Here he comes on Evelyn Too Good. He pulls out of the slipstream, and he's overtaken her before they get to
And
the
it's
braking
pit
zone.
stop
Marco
time.
Carragher is up into the lead because Joseph Murray has come into the pits.
Oh, oh dear, that's so weird.
I just noticed that. I was going to say second, and then I saw on the Delta that Murray was no longer there. He's come into the pit road.
He's already.
Where's he going to come out?
He's coming out in.
Did he even stop?
Was that a drive-through? Was that a pit stop?
That was definitely a pit stop.
It was a pit stop.
Wow.
So he's
That's
come out in 9th position. He's got Aarons and De Sturman right behind him, but he's in clean air. Perfect
somebody
time to
else
bring him
as
in
well
from
pitted.
McLaren.
But as we've seen in
It's
recent
Agnes.
races,
Agnes also pitted, but no, it was a normal pit stop.
It has been, but they have got Murray out in clean air, which is a start.
Carragher pitting, Too Good pitting, Littergram, Smith,
De Jong is not pitting.
Material.
And if the overcut is the way to go, then
There's
is De
them all,
Jong going
dear.
to do this again?
Aaron may get to move on Murray.
I mean, considering that Murray exited in P9, I'd say he strategically won the race.
I don't know, because he's not pulling away from Aina Aarons as you would expect
Aaron's
him
he's
to.
trying to make a move.
I mean,
If Aaron's gets ahead of the McLaren,
Aarons has, of course, a very low fuel setup right now.
Litchgrim is on low on fuel. Carragher's
Carragher's also pitting, so the whole top three is
Race
pitting.
leader into the pit lane. Evelyn Too Good into the pit lane. Marcus Littergold also pits, almost hits the back.
Smith
of Too Good.
also
De Jong
pitting.
has stayed out, and if the overcut is the way to go, I could see Taman De Jong really taking advantage of this. Everyone's tiptoeing into the pits there.
De Jong won Sandvo due to strategy and pitting later than
Right,
everyone else.
Littergold into the pits. Smith into his
Carragher already
box.
out.
Carragher's had a good pit stop there.
Littergram is gonna get held up.
That Renault could be a problem for Marcus Littergold. It has been. He's had to wait for it.
And Smith.
As well.
So both Red Bulls have lost time in the pit stops.
Where's Murray compared to Cargill?
There is Joseph Murray. Let's try and find him.
Oh dear.
Oh,
This is
dear.
hell.
This is not good for Littlegrove. Oh, he's almost hit.
Oh, that's-
Evelyn Tugan is out of this race at the first corner. What on earth has gone on there? She's made contact, I think, with Shane McHugh. And the McLaren 1-2 that was so secure at the start of this pit, at the start of the
She stops at the
second stint.
apex.
She's been hit by McHugh.
She literally stops at the apex.
That wasn't even McHugh's fault.
Yeah, I mean,
Unbelievable scenes.
where was
The
he supposed to
1-2
go?
that looks so secure has disappeared down the drain.
Too good also
Shane
spins
McHugh-
on the curb, and McHugh has nowhere to go.
That is the complete.
He's
This
on
is
board
the
with the
complete.
visor of McHugh. I guess he's expecting Tuga to go quicker and can't get out of the way in time.
Calamity.
And will that be a safety car? And Eugene also almost hitting into them.
Oh wait,
this
look
is
at
the outlook
Eugene.
of Smith. Has there been contact here? Yes,
Yeah, a bit.
Oh dear.
Okay, that was lucky.
That
Smith
was
might have
very
damage from
lucky.
that.
There is no
Wow,
safety
is
car.
that going to be a safety car?
Oh,
There
material.
is no safety car out. There's no safety car out.
And Littlegrove and Smith are stuck behind, of all people, a Lotus of Mondragon. As Carrigal is stuck behind a Sturman. I would say Taman de Jong has a
No,
very-
he punts his way through.
Carrigal, that's a stunning move round the outside at turn 6.
Wow.
Beautifully executed, but Murray's bolted away from
De
those guys.
Jong,
Maybe the undercut is the way to go.
And De Jong, I don't know. It's hard
Murray
to
got out
tell.
of clean air. That's the thing.
Murray is 18 seconds behind De Jong. Now the question
Remember,
is,
they've caught...
will De Jong make it?
It really now it depends on the pit stop length.
Yeah.
He's pretty much alone in the pit lane.
Remember, of course, that the pit limit at Australia, because it is narrower, it is a
Jones
smaller
out
pit.
of the pit.
It is a smaller pit limit.
Let's see, De Jong is already out, but no, Murray's taking the
Murray is
lead.
gonna have this one, I think. Look on the radio screen.
Yeah.
You'll see him pass by there. Joseph Murray retains the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. I don't even think De Jong's going to come out in second here. I think he's going to come out in third behind his
Yeah,
teammate.
behind his teammate.
Carrigal's taken second. So the big winners in that were Mercedes, it seems.
And
They've
Johnson,
picked up-
look at Johnson.
Johnson!
Richard Johnson's doing it again up to fourth. There go the two Red Bulls who are side by side coming into turn 1.
Oh,
No, it's Eugene overtaking Smith instead.
Wait, what is Dinesh Karthikeyan doing in there? He's lost his wing.
Remember, he's lost his wing already in this race. He'll have to pit again.
But mind
if
you,
he
no,
hadn't
it's
done
4
that-
laps
Down
to
the
go. He might
He's on
have.
the inside of Eugene. He's trying to take 7th place. Not quite.
He's trying to score first points for
Oh.
Aston Martin.
But I do think he's going to have to pit again, so it might all be to no avail.
I mean, it's 4 laps to go. He
Yeah.
might make it if he has enough resolve.
Up the inside of Eugene. Is he going to be able to pull this one off? Not quite. He's sat nicely in the slipstream with the Williams, though, and his goal will be to stay with that car. Let it pull him along.
look on the minimap though. Cargill is going for Murray.
He is going.
Yeah, Carrigal.
He's gonna
He's
charge
catching
after
up.
that McLaren. He only has 3 more laps to do it, though. 3-second gap. He's bolted from his teammate.
He could do it.
And he's bolting a Murray at the Delta.
Johnson, though, in 4th place out of nowhere in that Renault. Prime strategy decision for him. I wonder where
Yeah.
the Renault is as well. Smith has to get past Littlegrove. It seems there will not be team orders here because I believe these guys are 1-2 in the championship.
Answering your question, material is P9.
Material is P9, yeah, you can see at the top of your screen.
Halstead
1.4
also
second gap.
gaining a few things. The whole field spread out after that incident.
They really did spread out. Biggest look at that.
Yeah,
Under
Tommaso,
pressure from the other Aston Martin of Tommaso.
and we have Agnes.
Oh, was that no front wing on Agnes?
Oh,
That was no front wing on Agnes.
nice spotting right there, James. What happened here?
Turn 1.
Has he hit the Virgin Aston Martin or something?
Oh, I bet he did.
It looks like he's hit the
No.
back of the car.
No.
So, no, he's already lost his front wing here.
Oh,
no,
that's rewind time.
Turn 12, 11. Okay. No.
No.
We are seeing... That looks like a Toro Rosso. It is a Toro Rosso. It's Olivia's H.
Yes,
We
it
are
is.
going a long way back here. I think this is at turn
Turn 1.
1. Yeah.
Well, we were right. Turn 1.
Oh no! Oh,
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 dear.
it's the same incident.
Oh, goodness me. Oh, he's hit the back of Kiriankowski, who was coming out the pits. He's hit the back of him.
Perhaps the wheel with him.
He's going to spin out here as well.
Because gravel and all that.
He's going to spin out too. There you go. That drops the rear, and there he goes.
Sage got so lucky there.
Oh dear.
Nearly.
That could have been. You're going on the grass. That could have been absolutely terrible.
You know, Murray, I think he has a safe gap, but you know who doesn't have a safe gap?
He has overtaken his teammate, and Kai Eugen is also trying to do the same on Littlegrom here for 6th place. We don't know if this will be effective or not. I can't remember when that Williams and the Aston Martin lost their front wings. I think it was around lap 3 or 4.
It was lap 3.
So they could go to the end.
They could possibly go to the end. It's unlikely, but
this
if they
could be
do,
Aston Martin's first points of the season, which would put them
ahead of, oh dear.
Oh, you just on the inside of Littlegrom. This could go really
He
badly.
actually out-tractioned
He's
the
still
Red
there
Bull.
on the outside. He's still trying to overtake that Red Bull. No, it's slightly better drag.
Johnson
Red Bull is allowing it to pull ahead.
P3.
Here goes material. But
Johnson
Johnson's
sends
also
it.
Going for it.
The Australian
He's on the
fans
inside.
go
He's trying to take
wild.
3rd place and get Renault's first podium since Horath. He's done it.
Mind you, this is his home race, so this is just oh no, Eugen is
Oh,
picking.
Eugen's running out of fuel, so is Carter Kayan, so
Oh,
those guys are going
no.
to have to come into the pit lane. That's unfortunate for them. Aston Martin's first
F in the
point seem like
chat.
they'll have to wait another day.
I think Murray's got it.
Yeah, Murray has
We'll have to
definitely
see
got it.
Murray's
It's
4.5
4.5.
seconds. Caragol's lost more time. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. And Joseph Murray will become the first man to win 3 races this season, not on the trot. As Material sweeps past Carter Kayan for 8th position.
To be fair, Teller is going to be P10 now,
He will
so
be P10 once Eugen and Carter Kayan make their second pit stops.
De Jong has to get past the Renault as soon as possible to help.
yeah,
Mercedes out
he's
against
already on the
McLaren.
back. Speaking of
He's
the
on the back
level,
of Richard Johnson here.
Keep in mind, one McLaren is out of the race, so they're already in advantage, but they need De Jong to get that P3.
Here he
yeah.
comes. Currently, Mercedes score 30 points, which is only 5 more than Joseph Murray's.
Keep in mind, gap is 10 points, so it's still...
Here he comes in the slipstream. Is he going to go for it into turn 1?
He don't. Oh,
Yes, he
Gosh,
is. He made that move very early. They're still side by side.
he's actually done it.
Out outside!
He's done it at turn 12 on the
Smith.
outside, and now here comes the other Red Bull of Smith. Is he going to be able to pull this one off coming into Ascari? No,
Where's
he's sitting
Littlegrom
behind.
gone? Where's
Littlegrom has
Littlegrom?
dropped all the way back behind Eugen,
I don't think he wants to risk a refusion. Eugen is pitting anyway, so
and Smith needs to clear Johnson. Look how slow
Final
Johnson's
lap.
going.
final lap.
As the final lap has been started.
I don't think Eugen is pitting.
Eugen
Final
does not
lap.
pit. Hang on a
And
minute.
before he's doing the Skinner.
Eugen, he's trying to overtake that Red Bull. Although here comes the Red Bull, and Johnson almost hits the back of him. He almost ran to the back of the Renault. But here comes Smith now and Eugen too.
Eugen's
They've
not
both
pitting,
got the
Eugen's
move
doing
done.
it.
Kai Eugen's into the top 5. Smith is into the top 4. And now Marcus Littlegrom is behind Johnson. It's all slipped away from the Renault. But this could be one of the biggest stories yet. Oh, Carter Kayan, he's dropped back to 12th. He wouldn't get points anyway, but Eugen is running in 5th place. Is he gonna
Eugen
run
is
out of
doing
fuel?
it.
Is he going to pit on the final lap? I don't know.
No, he's not pitting. He's not pitting. He's going for it.
Gap in front down to 2.6, but I think Murray
I
has
think
it.
it's too late though. Unless Murray has a spin, it's too late. As Johnson's now behind Littlegrom as well. It's all gone wrong. He's gone from 4th down to 7th in under a lap.
Eugen's
As
overtaken
everything is
Smith.
now,
We have a
Eugen
back
has
mark,
overtaken Smith and bolted away. He's into 4th place. Unbelievable drive from Kai Eugen. But coming round the final few corners now is going to be the first man to win 3 races this season. Here he is now. Joseph Murray in the McLaren is going to take victory here. He wins the Australian Grand Prix. A commanding performance from the McLaren. Marco Gargo takes 2nd
Tamer de
place.
Jong
Another
scores
podium for
3
him.
podiums in
And
a
Tamer de
row.
Jong comes home in 3rd, and that point in the Constructors' Championship is now just 2 points difference between them. And Ray is stand up and up
Kai Eugen.
Applause.
car go the distance. 4th place in the Williams. Doing
Yeah.
what Jankowski should have done at Magny-Cours. Smith takes 5th. He won't be pleased with that, but it is still points. Littlegrom says,
Oh.
here's a battle across the line. Teller
Oh, thank you for
almost
that.
gets 10th place, but Halston will
Yeah,
get that one.
Jankowski, then we have Caboose. Kaltkin 14th still. I think that's the highest finish ever for
For
Aston Martin.
yes. Of course, he had
Sage,
Shinami 11th.
Pereira, Valyak, Mondragon and Skinner also for a photo finish. Tommaso and the Sturman doing the same. And Agnes
That
was
was
just gone.
That was a thoroughly entertaining Grand Prix, though. I think it wasn't chaotic, but it wasn't boring either.
Yeah,
I think
fastest
this
lap
is
to
the
material
first-
material.
I think this is the first double podium for Mercedes.
And we've also, congratulations, guys, absolutely 0 retirements. Every car.
No.
No.
Oh no, hang on, no, too good in stage, my bad. But yeah, 22 cars made it to the finish.
That's
bad.
still low. Yeah, but what a race. Driver of the day, guys.
Kai Eugen, hands down.
Yeah.
Made it, even though he had clean air for the large majority of the race, still P4.
From 14th on the grid.
Startling.
Yeah,
He's my driver of the day for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
right. That's it. Next race, the Canadian Grand Prix on Circuit
Oh dear.
Gilles Villeneuve. Be sure to tune in. It's 30 laps, might be longer. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to. That's it from me, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I have to say too. So yeah, as Kai has already said, join us next week for Montreal. It's a very fast circuit, so we might see some big crashes, we might see some big performances, but that race is going to be critical for the championship, just like this one was. We now know that Joseph Murray is a championship contender. He will now so Murray will now close to within 10 points of Championship leader Smith. You do not want to miss Montreal.
You do not. Yeah. So that's it from us. Be sure to be safe on the roads, wear your seatbelt, don't drink and drive, and just have fun. Bye bye.